Good evening, everyone. My name is Jay. I'm the founder at SpendTheBits. Today, my topic is to talk about the importance of interoperability in domestic and cross-border payments. I'm not going to go into the tech side of the house, but I'm going to talk about why it matters in the payment domain and why does it matter like the people like us. So today, you have, most of us hold digital assets, and chances are we all going to make it, once this bull run will start, and then slowly people will start exiting out. So right now, the current situation in the market, especially in the North America, is, let's say you have maybe XRP Moon, and you want to exit out. Now people like me has couple of options, either to buy a new house or pay off my existing mortgage. So I made it, let's say I made $1 million in whatever coin. That's the price of the normal house in North America. So I go to the bank. I said, hey, I have a $1 million incoming. Would you be able to clear it? Bank say, yeah. Tell me what's the source of fund. The moment you will say, oh, the source of fund is crypto. Oh, no, we don't touch it. That's the reality right now. And then, immediately they will freeze you and put you on the high risk in their internal system. The next thing you have to hire a lawyer to get your money out, now. So, and that process takes around, anywhere between 30 days to 90 days, minus the, or plus the lawyer fees. And after the 90 days, once you receive your money, you're on the high risk now in the banking domain, and out of that $1 million, you don't know how much you're going to get. Chances are you may get 950 or 960. So this is where, I think what we have developed under SpendTheBits hood is very important. So we have, our app called SpendTheBits, which is kind of an interoperable payment system where you spend, Bitcoin is purely denominated right now for Bitcoin payments. And, the merchant doesn't need to know that you are spending Bitcoin. All they care, the broker, mortgage broker, is they get the money, in their account. So what we did is we partnered up with local exchanges to solve this problem. And from the app, you spend Bitcoin, and we handle the DD, due diligence, and we do the payout within the same day. So that's just a basic level of interoperability for domestic payment. And along with that, recently we have partnered up with Immersive. So what our app in a future iteration will be able to do is, like I said, merchant doesn't need to know what asset type the sender has spent. So we have also integrated within Circle ecosystem last year. So on your end, you have option to spend Bitcoin, USDC, and the merchant will get a fiat dollar in their bank account, mostly within the portal, and then that can be ported over to their bank account. So that's the second level of interoperability that we have solved. And going to the cross-border, everybody knows how much hassle it is to pay a overseas gig worker. Again, same thing, you don't know where you're going to hire the gig worker. He may be from China, India, maybe in Japan, but you have only Bitcoin or USDC in the wallet. So on your app, you will be able to do a cross-border payment, spending your Bitcoin or USDC, and we will handle the payout to your gig worker into China and into India. We have partnered up with banks to have this thing, carry forward in a very seamless manner. This is just a picture I took from Uncle Gary from his MIT session. That's exactly what, this is where we are fit in, SpendTheBits, compared to all the, domestic ecosystem. Another thing, here is to point out is when you go to the merchant store, maybe he wants to buy liquor, maybe he wants to buy, grocery, and you swipe your credit card, let's say you bought $100 worth of grocery. Guess what? Only $97 pass through to the merchant. There is a 3% deduct that happened using these intermediaries. So what we are able to accomplish was, through Spend the Bits, we are offering merchants 1.5, settlement offers. That's an immediate 50% off from the current offering that Stripe or any other major service provider give them. So that money can be utilized for their maintenance, for their payroll, whatever, whatnot. And out of that, 1.50 that we charge the merchant for processing, we are going to send 1% back to the user. So on a free transaction, you're getting cash back. That has a face value of 1 to 1, not like you have 1,000 miles and you can only redeem $1 out of it. So that's another thing that we was able to accomplish it within this ecosystem. And yeah, so this is just a glimpse of the use cases that we have. Actually, we have much more than this. But just to talk, make people understand what we are up to into this industry, because right now, getting a bank account for a Web3 company is challenging. So challenging that even I was declined banking when we started Spend the Bits, but we managed to get the accounts now. So if any one of you Web3 company has issue right now to get a banking account, please reach out to me. We'll be able to help you out, I think. And that's pretty much it from my presentation. Open for the questions.
How many businesses actually can use your service so far?
Okay, so here is the answer. When I developed this app, I developed it for the global usage. But the moment I tried to release it to the whole over the globe, my lawyer told me, you won't get that many business sign up, then you get a lawsuit because once you are in, moving money, you have to get a license. So we are right now our presence is only in North America. So all of the North America, especially with the Canadian users, they'll be able to onboard two solutions. First is the Bitcoin payment they want to accept, or the stablecoin payment, and second is we just release a new app within this week, STB Cash, just to tackle the fiat payments. So that was the hack to get a bank account. So yeah, so we are very much a presence in Canada. We are going live in El Salvador. Actually, we got a license to operate in El Salvador as well, but the issue we faced was the onboarding reserve fees that we hit a wall. Because we, as a small startup, we don't have that much of XRP to fund the wallet. So we are looking for other strategies to mitigate this this issue.
How soon will you see the real USD on Spend the Bits?
Yeah, so it all depend upon how much offering they can do rather than US dollars. So in Canada, people are not just accepting US dollar. They also want to get Canadian dollar because that's the dollar they they want to get in their bank account. So yeah, whenever Ripple is ready, for us to integrate within that ecosystem to and provide the liquidity services from RL USDT to Canadian, will be ready. Like I said, it doesn't take from a development point of view, it doesn't take much time, but for the legal framework to build up is some legal paperwork involved.